United fans, I think it's high time that we wake up. It's high time that we understand where we are. It's high time that we stop having a dream and start living it in reality, because yes, the content of our behavior is what is meant to be judged, but the content of what we do in the transfer window is what is reality right now. Because let me tell you something, Viktor Gyökeres to Arsenal is hitting up, and I'm going to talk a bit more into this situation in the video, so make sure you guys keep on, because this is absolutely a big one. It's absolutely the big one, because Arsenal getting this player, getting Viktor Gyökeres through the door, might just mean that they are in for the race of the Premier League title. Mikel Arteta, I believe, now understands that him not winning a Premier League title within the 6 years that he's going to be going into is going to be tough. He might be losing his job in this situation, so he needs to get this right. And it looks like Arsenal have made a decision on both strikers on which one they want to get. Of course, we know for a fact it was Benjamin Šeško or Viktor Gyökeres, and Arsenal were pushing so hard for Benjamin Šeško. But one thing is for sure, RB Leipzig was not making it any easier. They weren't making it any easier. They were asking for a ridiculous amount of money. Benjamin Šeško reportedly asked for a release clause. All this bullshit or bull crap that Arsenal never were going to agree about, Benjamin Šeško was requesting for. Now you see Arsenal literally do a 360, do a pivot to Viktor Gyökeres. And Viktor Gyökeres is the most prolific striker in the world of football last year. That's what he was. Over 50 goals in a season. You get me? Over 50 goals in a season. And so one thing you have to know is that if he brings half of what he brought to Sporting to Arsenal, Arsenal are going to win, or are going to be challenging for the title in the end of the season. That's one thing we can absolutely agree on, because if Gyökeres can bring 20 goals, Bukayo Saka will bring his 15 with 3 or with 10 assists. That's for sure. Bukayo Saka is due that. You get me? And then the likes of Martinelli or even Noni Madueke, because it has been reported that Arsenal are preparing to make a bid for Noni Madueke. That is actually a concrete conversation happening between Chelsea and Arsenal. So you could have the likes of Noni Madueke on the left, or Martinelli on the left, Viktor Gyökeres in the middle, Bukayo Saka on the right. And then in the midfield, you're looking at Martin Odegaard, Declan Rice, Martin Zubimendi. That is just a lethal spine. It's a little spine. And then in defense, you're looking at Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba, Timber, and Miles Lewis-Kelly. And in goal, you have David Raya. What a team are Arsenal assembling. It is going to be lethal for the rest of the Premier League and the rest of the world, because Viktor Gyökeres is going to a team that he might not even be the best player. He's going to a team that he honestly, all he needs to do is sit in the 6-yard box and convert the crosses that are coming to him, because Bukayo Saka is going to have a field day with this one. In fact, Bukayo Saka can actually double his assist. He can double the assist that he provides in a season with Viktor Gyökeres in it. It is mind-blowing. Manchester United fans, we need to wake up. We need to wake up, because Manchester United have now started looking at plan D, plan C, plan E. I believe plan C, D, and E. That's what we are looking at. We went from wanting Viktor Gyökeres to understanding that Viktor Gyökeres is a priority, has put his priority to go to Arsenal, and then wanting Victor Osimhen, and not being able to even conversate with Victor Osimhen, and then going to wanting Watkins. Now we heard links about Dominic Calvert-Lewin. All these things, we just keep going down the pecking order. Down the pecking order for a striker, the most important position in the goddamn league. That's the most important position. We need to score goals. Last season we scored 44 goals. Not good enough. Yes, we might be buying Brian Mbeumo, who can arguably give us 20 goals next season, because he has done it. We went to buy Matheus Cunha, and he's in now. That's someone that can give us 15 goals, and he can even get more, because this team is a little bit better than the team he was playing for. But we need a striker. We need to revamp our striking field, our striking room, because the likes of Rasmus Højlund alone is not going to be able to do it. He's not going to be able to do it, and we need to do it. We need to get it quick, get it done quick. We had the opportunity for John Duran. We let John Duran go to Fenerbahce. We had the opportunity for Jonathan David for free. We let Jonathan David go to Juventus. We are looking at Hugo Ekitike, but that's so much money. We can't do that. Not in this climate anyway. So we are letting a lot of strikers go past us. What do we expect? Do we expect Ronaldo is going to come from the injuries that he's having to being an owner of a league, and all of a sudden he's going to come play for Manchester United? We need to get real about getting a striker in. Now, the realistic or the most realistic part of what I just spoke about is maybe Ollie Watkins to Manchester United. But why are we doing that? Why do we feel that Ollie Watkins can come to Manchester United and wear the badge and carry the expectations of 70,000 fans in the pitch? Why do we expect Ollie Watkins to be able to do that? I know he's Premier League proven. I know Ollie Watkins can do it in the big stages. But that's another gamble. That right there is another gamble that we are taking on our season. And Ruben Amorim cannot afford to be gambling after what happened last season. I want you guys to understand this. Understand this very clearly. Manchester United are facing Arsenal on the start of the season. We are going to be facing Viktor Gyökeres. It's Viktor Gyökeres' debut. He wants to score. He wants to break out from the gun immediately. And we here are sitting down, just dilly-dallying. I don't understand what is happening with Bryan Mbeumo. Why is the deal not done? Today is the 6th of July. Why is Bryan Mbeumo not in Manchester United right now? Ruben Amorim wants him to join Manchester United before the 7th, where the training is going to start. Except something magical happens between now and tomorrow morning. That's what Ruben Amorim wants. Why can't we deliver it? It's a problem. Anyway, Fabrizio Romano has come out and said Arsenal are now getting closer to signing Viktor Gyökeres after new round of talks in recent hours. Gyökeres will not train for Sporting anymore as he is fully focused on leaving the club. Arsenal are now advancing. Nothing done yet, but discussions are underway. I can just say this. Let's wake up. Because Fabrizio Romano has basically told us that Here We Go is coming soon. And with Here We Go coming soon, Manchester United can just start moving on to the next deal. Because that's what we need to do. That is what we need to do. Let me know what you guys think about this situation, because this situation is just getting me riled up and it's not what I wanted to start my Sunday. It is not what I wanted to start my Sunday. And then you look at Arsenal. Understand Arsenal have already submitted an offer for Noni Madueke. For the 23-year-old winger could leave Chelsea in the summer. Talks have already started. Madueke is one of the several top profile Arsenal are assessing for that particular wing. An offer for Noni Madueke, 100% confirmed as revealed today. He has several top options for the wing for Arsenal. That's one thing that we have started seeing. Arsenal have literally hit the gear to get their striking moving, to get their striking lineup moving. And what are we doing? By the way, Arsenal came up second last season. Arsenal was second last season. Now what are we doing? Negotiations with Arsenal and Chelsea for Noni Madueke are planned for next week after the player has given the green light for the move, as reported. Arsenal have now reached a full agreement with Madueke until 2030 after making their bid official. As revealed, the 23-year-old winger is currently focused on the Club World Cup with Chelsea. Price evaluation is around 60 million euros. No official offer from Arsenal to Chelsea yet, but it is being prepared and the deal is on. I don't know how you said it is sent in, but it's not sent in at the same time. I don't know. Florian Plattenberg. side news though is Jamal Musiala has basically fractured his ankle. He has fractured his ankle. That situation, not his ankle, but he's fractured his fibula. So that situation, he's going to be out for at least 4 months. He's going to be out for at least 4 months. And that situation, yes, it could be described as an injury, as a blessing in disguise, as he could have been much worse had his ankle basically been damaged. But the fibula, at least we know it's a bone. We get it straight back up to where it's moving, and that should be it. That should be him coming back feeling a lot better. Manchester United, going back to it. Manchester United, I agree, has signed, or not signed because we signed him in January, but has basically announced Diego Leon. And I'm excited for Diego, but we need to do more. We need to do more in the transfer window. We need to get this going. We need to get it going. We cannot afford for every single person to keep on moving forward with us sitting in this situation. We just cannot afford that. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this situation. I'll see you guys in the next one, because Liverpool finished first and signed Vert, Frimpong, Gyökeres, and Mamajdav, whatever that name is. Arsenal finished second and are going to have signed Kepa, Zubimendi, and Gyökeres. Manchester City finished third and have signed Reinders, Cherki, Aït-Nouri, and Bertinelli. Chelsea finished fourth, Gettens, Pedro, Delap, and Asensio. Manchester United finished 15th, and we are still in talks to complete a deal for Mbeumo. This is troubling. It truly is. Let me know what you think about this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hit that follow button if we brought value to you. I'll see you guys. Peace. Love y'all.